Welcome back, everybody. DJ Newsmax, and we're back with another penny box hunt. I was only able to get my hands on one box this week, so if this doesn't pan out, we'll go ahead and pair it with another box when I can get one. I have checked it for enders. I'm not seeing any wheat enders, but you never know. Hopefully we get a bunch inside. I'm just glad I'm not seeing a Canadian ender for once. So that being said, let's go ahead, tear into roll number one. And like with all my hunts, if we find proofs, if we find, depending on how many Canadians or wheat cents I'll bring in, and then at the end I like to take all of my coins that I look for varieties on and throw them under the scope. Of course, if I see like a really extreme off strike or off center or a misaligned die, I'll bring you in on that. But at the end, we'll do a variety search. That being said, let's start cracking. Well, that didn't take long. Roll one's going to produce our first wheatie. Looks like it's got some gunk on the back. 1944 from Denver. Roll number two, and we're going to get wheat cent number two. All right, we might have a decent box here. Oh, I might have just jinxed myself. Let me find some wood to knock on. Wheat cent number two is going to be a 1954 from Philadelphia. Roll five, and we are going to get our first Canadian. A 1994. Roll 11, and Canadian number two. At least it's a young head. Let's flip it and see which year. Whoop. 1959. I don't mind getting Canadians as long as they're the older ones. Let's see what else we can find. Roll 14, and we're gonna get wheat cent number three. That is a 1944 from Philly. Roll 19, Canadian number three. It is a newer one, it looks like. Well, no, it is not, actually. It is another young head. Oh, let's see what we got here. 1964, Canadian number three. Roll 25, halfway through the box, and we're gonna get Canadian number four. Looks old. It's older, but not old. 1978, Canadian number four. We're on roll 50, and we're gonna get, where did I just see that? Canadian number five. That's a 1998. That hunt was nothing too special, so I'll grab another box and we'll pair it with this one. I only got 3 wheats, 5 Canadians. At least 2 of them were young heads, and then we got some of the S from 60 to 74 there. We got a 68, 69, 2 69s, a 70, 71, and a 74 to add to my collection. So let me grab another box and I'll see you then. All right, everybody, we got that second box. I didn't have to wait a week. I was on my way to work yesterday and stopped at one of my banks, and they had a box for me. So, popped it open. And if you look right there, there is a wheatie ender. Hopefully, we find a ton more. With that being said, let's get started. We'll go ahead and crack into roll number one. We're on roll 4. And if you look, there's wheats there. But if you look back here, that's a date. Our first 2 wheat cents come in roll 4. One's a 1958 from Denver. The other one is, let's see here, a 1940 1944 from Philly. Wheat cents 1 and 2. We're on roll number 6. And if we look right here, we're going to get Canadian, wheat cent number 3, Canadian number 1, and Canadian number 2. Let's go ahead and get these out of the way. Number 1, 73. What is that? Let's just see. Make sure that ain't a Wheatie. Nope. Canadian number 2 here is a 1978. And for the Wheatie, a 1950 from Denver. I'll check. Never mind. I'm thinking of the wrong one. It's 51 and 52 that have the D over S. Alright, let me get back to the hunt. Roll 7. And if you look right back there, Canadian number 3. And right here's Canadian number 4. This is the final year, 2012. This one is another 1978. Roll number 12, Canadian number 5. And that is a 1972. Roll 14, and we're to that wheat cent ender. Let me crack open this roll and we'll see what we got. Hopefully we got some friends in there. Looks like we got some friends. We got a 44D back here, a 41 here, a Canadian, and the ender. So let's start with this ender. The ender is a, it's like a 1923, in pretty rough shape, but a 20s nonetheless. Let's go ahead and grab the 44D. That's going to be wheat cent number 6. And the 41P. Wheat cent number 7. And then the Canadian in here is going to be a 1993. I guess my math was off. We're on 6 wheats and 6 Canadians. We're tied up right now. Roll 16, and now we're going to get wheat cent number 7. Right there. That is a 1958 from Denver. Roll 19, and we're going to get wheat cent number 8, and wait for it, number 9. Let's see what number 8 is. 1944 from San Francisco. And number 9 is going to be a 1958 Denver. Roll 23. And we're going to get Canadian number 7. That is a 1971. And Canadian number, nope, A2. That one is a 1986, I do believe. '87, actually. Canadian number 7 and 8. Roll 24. We're going to get wheat cent number 10. We're in double digits. 1956 from Denver. Roll 28. Towards the end here, we've got wheat cent number 11. That is a 1958 from Philly. I will definitely be looking for the double die on that one. Roll 29, and we got a date popping out there, 1944, from Philly. Wheat cent number 12. Roll 30, and we're going to get Canadian number 9. Looks like a 1999. Roll 33, and we're going to get wheat cent number 13, and as you can see right there, 57D, 14. Wheat cent 13 is going to be a 1950 Denver, and of course, 14's a 57 Denver. Roll 34 is going to get us into, I do believe, double digits in the Canadian. This should be roll or Canadian number 10. And it's a 1988. Roll 37, and if you look right here, we're going to get wheat cent number 15. That's a 44 from Philly. Roll 40, and I must have missed it. We've got Canadian number 11. That's one of the double date. I forget what this one is. I do believe this is a 76 or 67. Roll 41, and if you look right back there, that's going to be wheat cent number 16. That is a 1957 from Denver. Roll 42, and right back there looks like we're going to get a dozen Canadians. That's a 1979. Roll 43 is going to produce Canadian number 13. They're gaining on us. And that looks to be at 1984. Roll 44, and wheat cent number 17. This has turned out to be a really good box. That's a 1945 from Denver. We are on roll 45. If you look, wheat cent number 18. Right here is it's an oldie. That is a 1909 right there. Let's flip it and see if we got a VDB. Wish we had the S. And it is. I do believe. Let's see if I can zoom in a little better on that. We got a 1909 VDB. Sure wish there was an S down there. Oldest of the box and a VDB. That is awesome. And I do believe right over here it's beat up. I haven't flipped it yet. It is a wheat cent. I thought so. Let's flip it and see if we can get a date on it. I do believe. Oop, get over here. That's a 47S. That's seen some definite road rage. But that is wheat cent 19. We're on roll 47, and if you look, we got a Canadian ender. That'll put us to 14 Canadians. And like the Canadian ender is going to be a, it'll focus, 1988. That puts us to 14. And if you look back here, and we've also got a 56. Wheat cent from Denver. That'll put us to, I do believe, 20 wheat cents so far, including that 1909 VDB. Well, that box is completely hunted. I didn't find no varieties. I did come across some S cents, a 68, 469s, no DDOs, 370s, no DDOs, a 72, and some 74s. We ended up with 14 total Canadians, including that last year, 2012. We got 20 wheat cents, 10 from the 50s, 8 from the 40s, the 23, and then of course that 1909. One of them is right there, VDB. I think that's my third or fourth one I found in rolls. So this box was definitely better than the first. And in total, we got 23 wheat cents and 21 Canadians, if I remember correctly. So America comes out on top. Thank you for joining me in this 2-box penny hunt. I wish I could have found some nice varieties, but I'll settle for what I found. So like always, I'm going to post a link right up here from my eBay page. Check out some of my finds, make it on there. Might have something you want or need. So until next time, everybody, happy hunting, and thank you for watching.
Here we go.